Friends, fiends, the board is set. The pieces are moving. Things are about to get hot in here. Sort of like this warm alcoholic cider that you've brought me. Well done. It tastes awful, but I love the spirit in which it was given. Anyway, with enemies on all sides, there's not much our party can do other than jump right into the fray and get these shenanigans going. And that's just what we're going to do here in these Demon Days.
Everyone in the lobby is separated into 3 areas. There's a left path hallway and a right path that goes down to some box seats for the more important folk, of which you are all being guided. And then there's one straight ahead, kind of the main entry into the lower seats. And a lot of the people are being guided into there. And from the lobby, as you guys are guided off, Yewsiff, Fee, and Fetter, an aide starts to guide you down the left side. Okay. Towards your seats. You know, gently puts a hand behind you like, okay, this way, guides you guys towards the left path, towards the left set of box seats. Fetter, you see that Viscus and Aegis are also being pulled towards the left side as well.
Right.
Suggesting to you that they also have some box seats in that same direction. Mm-hmm. Taslin, you and Nax are guided by a servant off to the right path, towards the right set of box seats. And as you guys get past there, do a perception check as you're being, because you're closer to the hallway leading to these box seats. So I want to make sure you guys can see something, if anything.
Oh, I actually did pretty good. 19 on the die. That makes perception a 22.
22. You see, similar to Fetter, as you pass into the hallway down to head towards the box seats, you just happen to look back and notice that 2 other tiefling are being guided in your same direction that you guys have been kind of avoiding. I don't remember if you clocked them before, but
Possibly?
In the dance,
Possibly.
You know what you did?
It was
because
it was the temper peeps. Yeah.
No, you made eye contact with one of the members of the Hand of Cania, the female tiefling.
Yeah.
And she gave you the stink eye.
right?
Eventually, you guys get into these halls for the box seats, and you've got a series of doorways that are all curtained off with lavish blue, royal blue, huge curtains instead of doors, and an aide sends each of you into your particular box seats. And as you pass through the curtains and each of your individual rooms, it opens out into the auditorium itself, which is awesome, impressive. The walls and the ground are all translucent. They give you a view of the water out that's in the pond, but there's also light from below that shimmers into it, giving this like bottom of the ocean feel with a shimmering light. It's impressive, and then you think about it for a while, it's like, oh, this is a little bit much. But everything is translucent. Even the seats, everything has kind of a shimmer and a sheen to it. Even the stage is blue, and you see like a seashell down there as set is being prepared, and people are coming into the crowd or into the seats below.
Did you ever see the movie Sing?
Yes.
With the stage
he has 2
and
little
all
girls.
of
Yes,
all
he
of the
he sing.
all of like the squid just like lighting up the stage. That's what I have in mind.
So
The idea being that you are under the sea.
under the sea,
Under the sea.
under the sea. Question.
Down it's better. Down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Sorry.
Your question, and then I'll give you guys kind of an insight to each of your particular box seats.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's do the insight to the box seat. I want to try a little shenanigans. In the process of like, as soon as the aide has left us and kind of closed the box seat door behind us, which I'm assuming is the thing, or the curtain.
Yeah.
And before I kind of get out into the view of everyone to sit down, but. Why don't you go ahead and describe the box seats, and I'll see if this is something I can pull off or not.
So there are 3 chairs 3 couches, if you will, 2 single chairs that are of purple velvet and very plush, and then there's a couch, kind of a longer 2-seat that's closer towards the front of the box seat that can look out directly over onto the stage. And as you, Fetter, Yewsiff, and then Fee, you get in there, Fee is delighted. She runs and kind of stakes her claim on the 2-seater and starts looking expectantly at Yewsiff as you get in there. And towards the back of the wall, just off to the left, immediately when you come in, to the left there is a table, more of a decanter table thing for various liquors and things to eat, to nosh on, snacks, things like that. Kind of a care station for you, if you will, so you never have to leave if you don't want to.
Sure.
And then
Craft service tray. Check.
yeah, but fancy, made of deep, dark wood with a nice green inlay on top. That's almost not carpeted, but it's kind of a carpeted fuzzy thing on it,
Like felt.
like a felt thing. Yeah,
It's made out of my sweater.
yeah. And the aide welcomes you to the Opalescent Menagerie. Enjoy your stay, and if you need anything, one of us will be around. And then closes the heavy
Curtain
blue curtains
behind us.
Yep, and then starts to guide other people into their other box seats. There's a few more ahead of you, but even as you've looked out, no one of importance is going past you.
Right. So in the is the kind of the refreshment station, is that in a place where is that recessed a little bit from the box seat? Like I've been in some skyboxes before where there's like a little bit of a small antechamber and then the seats, or is it like is it just kind of the box is the balcony itself?
The box is the balcony itself, and I can give you a visual representation a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
So
it's all one room. It's just
Right.
deep.
right. So the box seats themselves aren't translucent like the seats below, the walls and all that. They're
And
a little bit more opaque, and they're more meant to stand out a little bit, to give attention to the people who are way too important to be down below, even though everyone up there is of great means, even in the lower seats.
okay, so
Wait, hang on. I have to ask a question before, just so I can get a better lay of the land.
Right.
Are we mezzanine level or are we balcony level? Like, how tall up are the boxes from the orchestra floor?
They would be a balcony level, except the way the structure is, everything is built down. So your balcony level, so from the lobby, you're still roughly the same level, but then the
It's like SoFi Stadium.
right. So like the people still down below get a really nice view of the bottom of the pond, the lights down there, the light show, the shimmer. Although it's a little bit much more intense down there, but still they go down. They're more trying to be immersed, whereas everyone on the box seats are a little bit above it.
I'm going to walk in. I'm going to seat Fee, obviously, first, make sure she's sorted, direct Yewsiff to kind of sit next to her. Then I'm going to go to the refreshment station. I'm going to make them both drinks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm going to kind of like, and then what I'm going to do is, as opposed to sitting in any of the chairs, I'm going to stand pretty much where you have me on the map, like kind of between the table and the curtain door, kind of tucked in so that like people could walk in past me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be in the door, but I also want to be kind of, I'm taking a very subservient tack. So I'm kind of standing next to the refreshment table so that I can be summoned to refresh wine and things like that. But also, so A, I'm standing, and B, I can just be scanning the entirety of the auditorium.
Perfect. And from where you're standing, the curtain and the doorway is pretty flush with the table. So you're
Right.
standing where someone coming from the northern part of the hallway would come in and probably bump into you. But generally, that is less likely of an issue than people coming in back from the south, coming in
Okay.
from below.
Yeah.
So you're more likely in a better position to quickly catch someone coming in. And catching them by surprise, especially since the curtains, you feel them, they're very heavy, and
Right.
you have to really
Push through them.
you have to walk through them with purpose.
Yeah.
A security without being secure. And then you start to scan, and then we'll go to Nax and Taslin, and we'll come back to you guys in a moment as you are essentially guided into box seats across from Yewsiff, Fee, and Fetter. And you notice it, Taslim, pretty quickly as you are ushered in. You look out over the expanse of the auditorium, and you see them being guided in, and Fee being guided excitedly to the seat with Yewsiff. All that's happening as you both are entering into a similar set of box seats, which is the same exact layout. Everything is duplicated. And the servant says the same spiel, like, welcome to the Opalescent Menagerie. Enjoy your stay and enjoy the show. And if you need anything, we'll be around. And they close the curtain, leading you in. And even though I have the icons there, Nax is immediately over to the table, pouring drinks and getting them ready. And couch is available. Take a look and see. It's going to take a minute for this show to start. They they never start on time. And so he begins to start mixing drinks for you guys. And you can see out and see the view, see the people not flooding in, but streaming in. It almost, from your vantage point, almost looks like water coming through as everyone in fancy outfits are walking in and spreading out amongst the seats. An interesting view, and maybe it was the purpose of these box seats. So you're seeing the shimmer of the water, you're seeing other people come in, and the arrival is as much a show itself as the show. And now the both of you, before we get, as people are coming in, Taslin and Nax and Fetter and Yewsiff, if you're paying attention, or if you are distracted by Fee, because as soon as she sits down, she's gonna sit very close to you and be very chummy. So that might be distracting. But
I mean, we'll just throw that in with my perception just being a +1 because it's shitty anyway. So
yeah, do a
Can't
perception.
really see anything.
4. I'm probably distracted.
Yeah.
So when we walk into our box and Nax goes and does his thing, I am going to go over to the couch and kind of like flop down on it, very unimpressed, and just be like, "Oh, gag! They really have to outdo themselves every single time, huh?"
It's very comfortable seating. The fabric is amazing.
How far is the distance from us across the boxes? Like,
Roughly, if I've done my calculations correct, about 120 feet.
fuck.
So it is a ways. And that's give or take, as I'm working with multiple different maps for different purposes and melding them together into one better building. So roughly 120.
Fuck. Okay. Well,
120 feet across?
Yeah, roughly.
That
How-
takes away my plan.
So let me give you a little bit of an idea here, quick.
How wide is the proscenium?
So here is, and
Cool map.
yeah. So you guys are roughly at the edge of that.
So you said we were balcony level, so we're at the same height as the peeps at the bottom of the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But there is a mezzanine level, so there's people below us, or are we the only box seats?
You are the only box seats.
Okay.
So there was a few more ahead of you, and it seems like you guys managed to get the best seats with a few other people, and the rest are all down below.
Okay.
As you look towards the south of the auditorium, where there's this main box seat, this big, more ostentatious looking one than the one you guys are in, there are two more off to the sides of it, left and right, that are smaller. So there's a few more, but you are in limited company. And Fetter, Taslin, Yewsiff less so, you notice that there are a few people coming into the more ostentatious box seat towards the south. One who is tall, thin, kind of stern looking, the crown a bit gaunt. He goes towards the center, the more regal of seats on this box seat, almost throne-like. He sits down and scowls at the proceedings. Behind him enter Bonham. He goes towards the right and sits on the right, the furthest seat, single seat in this box seat. And then joining him is the red-headed woman, sitting next to him.
That's the head of the Beauteous Few.
Right.
Yeah, that's Aphrodite.
So then behind her, and taking up a similar defensive position at the doorway, similar to what Fetter is doing, that you can see by now, is Esfel in her getup. She's keeping an eye on the door, and she is completely on this guard duty. And you're about 60-ish so feet away, so you have a better view of her, and she looks a little bit less enthused to be there. You saw this before when they entered into the lobby. Not as excited to...
I am definitely clocking that, and because I'm in the exact same position that she is, and if we make eye contact, I'm definitely going to try to smirk at her.
Let's see. She catches your eyes.
Yep.
And...
As if to say, here we are in the cheap seats, you know what I mean? Kind of like.
Indeed. And so they start to filter. They filter into that box seat. On the left and the right, just random nobility. Join those seats.
Okay, so no one of the left side of the king is no one of import.
Probably they got. They're important enough to get seats to the left and the right of the king, prestigious position. But to you, they are just stuffy people. Nobody's.
Okay.
They're older. They're older members of nobility, so probably people who have been part of the nobility for a while.
Okay.
Generally esteemed positions in the city, but no one you would know. They don't clock or register as anything.
But they register as the manner of dress, and I'll do an eye for detail or this if you want, but as that they are from Sky Point, they're not dignitaries from anybody else, from anywhere else?
Nope, nowhere else.
Okay.
They're probably chief of the dignitaries of Sky Point.
Okay. So what, John, what you're telling me is you don't want me to roll a history check so that you don't have to make up names for these people. Is that what you're saying? I'm just kidding. Ah, who's Drew today?
I will. I will neither confirm nor deny that. I have a Rolodex of NPC names.
John, can I get a rich backstory for all 1,000 people in this auditorium, please?
Yeah. So
Or
for
at least
the left,
the cast.
the white-haired rotund man and his wife on the left box seat. One is named Mr. Sanders. No.
Just all of your teachers by grade starting at kindergarten.
Yeah. And so there's still a little bit of time of filtering. Yewsiff, Fetter, do you at any point peek out from where you are in the box seat to see the hallway, to get a clock on anything?
Right now, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna stand close enough to, and I'm sure that some of it has a baffling kind of, purpose anyway, but I'm going to stand close enough to the curtains that I can at least hear if anything sounds off.
Okay.
Just if I can hear footsteps that are not the slow, stately pace of people taking their seats. You know what I mean? Anything that just sounds tricksy. Mattel, who I'm assuming is also going to be there. Sorry, that was 5. I'd like to hope that some portion of our listeners will know who that is. I think. Sorry, John. Full shenanigans. Are we nervous? Do we think we're going to die? Maybe.
Have a check-in every minute. How certain are you that you're going to live? You do see the box seats to the right of Taslan and Nax. You do clock them finally.
Right.
They come in after you guys. So you guys are seated first. They come in to their box seats. You see Nax making drinks. Taslan leap onto her seat. And then to the right, the box seat, you see the two people you've been trying to avoid seeing Yewsiff.
Right.
The two members of the Hand of Cania, they're let into box seats to the right. And they kind of look over the kind of taller, gaunt one with longer hair. In similar, kind of like a meaner, more emaciated looking version of yourself, in a way. He leans over the edge and looks down, clocks the crowd coming in, starts to look around, clocks the king coming in.
I whisper to myself, I was like, this guy's just so... just real noob shit.
And you notice that the female tiefling, the pink-skinned one, the one who was given Taslan dirty looks, she stands near the doorway and is not really all that interested in enjoying the box seats. So you get a sense from her, seeing her, that they're there, they got box seats just to have somewhere to be accessible. And so they're starting to assess the situation. They haven't really paid much attention to across the way just yet. But eventually they will see what's going on over on the other side where you are. From where you're standing, I guess if you... I'm trying to see how much you would be able to see. Maybe not. You hear some commotion in the balcony next to you, but you're kind of tucked back enough to where you might not be able to see anything.
Right. So there is a little bit of...
There's a little bit...
It is a little bit recessed.
A little bit recessed.
Okay.
Pardon my map making.
No, that's totally fine. I just want to... There's so many like dumb shenanigans I'm thinking about that I just want to know. If I hear that and I can't see what it is, I will move forward and take a seat. Assuming it'd move forward and take a seat to the right hand of Fee.
Okay.
Just cane, like for the fan art gang. So the cane, just full, like one leg crossed. Like, is it Strahd adjacent? Maybe.
Maybe.
A little.
All you're missing is a cape.
Yeah.
And you get to that seat, and you're able to see and look over, and you see Viscus and Aegis.
Just right next to me?
Right next to you. Cool. There. Aegis is where you're sitting on the other box seat. So to the far right, he doesn't care about any of this. This is...
Right. And this is their house side, not stage side from me?
Yes.
Okay.
And so he's not interested. Viscus is at the drink stand, looking through, pulling things out, taking it all out to see what kind of concoction she can make. And yeah, if you want to roll a history, this is pure fluff, but
sure.
A history would help with this.
Gang, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's fun to roll dice. I don't know.
So while he's rolling dice, simultaneously while this is happening, I am actually going to kind of lean forward on so I can see over the balcony, get a look out in front of me. And I'm starting to pull out stuff from my bag of holding. And I just I'll whistle at seeing how large it is. I actually can't whistle, so I'm just, there we go. Yeah. I can never, I can snap wonderfully. My clapping is very fucking loud. I don't even know how loud my clapping's loud. Lots of people have commented, but I cannot whistle. Anyway, so I'll lean over, kind of see the extent of it, whistle and be like, well, never mind. Looks like that's not going to fly. And I'll just kind of instead pull out a treat for Shenzo and just kind of pass it to him and sit back down.
Nice.
So I will just, I rolled a 9 because, again, part of the problem with being street smart is I'm very perceptive, but I don't necessarily know everything about everything.
Okay. The history is mainly just to see if there's any mannerisms that you found familiar from Viscus.
Right.
Because in the sense of things, you're both from two prestigious houses in Dis.
Yeah.
And you're both in similar positions. And so I was just trying to see if there was any sort of similarities you might notice, or something you might catch that you had known before.
I'm going to try to very carefully position myself so as to be able to clock them from my periphery, but to not be facing them, to kind of turn away from them.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, she's busy with taking apart every part of the drink stand, bringing everything out, separating it out, trying to see what's there, even seeing if there's anything that she can remove from the table itself. And Aegis is just keeping a casual clock on anything nearby, but not very interested in what he's seeing. And that's what you see. And we're to the point where the crowd has started to slow down. Everyone's starting to find their seats. The lights haven't quite dimmed yet. There's about a moment or two, and Fetter, you notice after a moment, Fia is staring directly at you. And she's looking towards you, towards the door, and just she is trying to communicate to you
that she wants me to get the fuck out of here.
She wants some time alone with Yewsiff.
Sure.
And she is very close to you, and she's kind of seated into you a bit. Her leg crossed over, and her arm around you. and is been trying to do small talk, but having trouble with it.
Right.
Especially since Fetter is there.
Sure.
And then eventually she stops a second, keeps
All
her
right.
hand on the back of your neck as she leans away from you a little bit to suggest that she's going to be back, and just starts making her motions to you. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. Fine. Yes. So I will very obsequiously. I will get up in the manner of a servant. I will refill the drinks. I will take the jug with me. You know what I mean? It's a heavy pour on both.
Yeah.
And then I am going to excuse myself from the box.
Okay.
And then just be like, shit, V, god damn you. Who is on the, before I left though, who is on the box stage side from us? If Temper is house side to my right, then who is stage side to our left?
To stage side, you see a fairly elderly couple, older but maybe less prestigious nobility.
Okay.
A very gentle-looking man and wife, and a page of some kind. They're relaxing. They're here for the show, fully into it. Seem appreciative of their nicer
Right.
seats.
Is there an open seat there?
Yeah.
You said man and wife and page?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's they take the couch, and then the page has on the right side, similar to where you were sitting.
Yeah.
And they seem harmless.
Okay. So I have a thought. I'm going to just like mutter under my breath, God damn it, V. God damn it. And then I'm holding this fucking jug, and I'm like, ugh. So I will try to wander back lobby side to see if there is like a refreshment stand or a servant that I can pass this off to. You know what I mean? Just to keep this ruse up while I'm kind of at least mobile.
Yeah, and there is it's not on the map, but towards the lobby side, as you get to the turn to
Right.
get back into the lobby, there is an indent in the wall for a servants section where they've got some basic refillables, and a few of them congregated around to await anyone emerging. And they see you coming with things, but they are on the other side of the lobby side box seat. So
Okay.
you have to pass by Viscus's box seat to get there. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. I'm essentially, now that I've been kind of excused, I'm going to do a lap. So I'm just going to like, essentially from this kind of balcony seat hallway, I want to try to, you know, in the manner of kind of the unseen servant, not the spell, but just the kind of, classism, guys. I'm going to use it to my advantage. Just kind of like take a lap in this hallway and just see if there's anybody hiding out. And I'll try to go the whole way around, like, past the Blackguard, past,
Yeah.
I want to see if there's anybody waiting outside of Taslin's box. Like, I just kind of want to just definitely check that hallway. And I think that I might, on the way around, test the lobby doors to see if they've been closed as well.
Sure. And it's too slow to boink.
No,
maps
that's
from each
totally
one.
fine.
But the map is just repeated, so you can
Okay.
kind of get an idea of what the box seats situation looks like, just flipped.
Right.
So you do pass by and start to make a circuit around, and there's enough staff around in the hall to ensure that they are attentive to anyone's needs, especially those in the box seats, nobility, especially for if the king has a request. They're a lot more attentive, so it's going to be really extremely difficult to not be noticed by them because they're going to be very helpful.
No, totally fine. And I will definitely make a show of like dropping the jug off at the station and saying like, "No, please, would you refill this for box number, whatever box we are, like box number 4, like, thank you, and quickly now." And then just kind
Indeed. All
Yeah.
right, we will. Thank you. And then they go about doing that, and it's pretty uneventful the walk around. You're gonna get a lot of visual information here in a moment, but nothing too nefarious is happening right now. Everyone's just getting seated, getting situated, and figuring out what they can do. They're probably getting the same itch that you're getting. Anyone who is about to move around. So you pass through the main lobby area, and you can see the entrance to the king's box seats, and you see Esfel has moved to the other side of the curtain facing the lobby. So she manages to see you as you walk past, but she just acknowledges that you are there and is mainly just guarding the entryway, that place guarding
Right.
it.
So there is a crack in the behind the king that's open, or they've drawn the curtains and she's literally standing outside of the closed
She's
curtain.
standing outside the curtains, and you can
Okay.
see that looks like there's more like whereas you guys had one thick curtain on each box seat, the kings had like 3 triplicate.
Okay.
It is a journey. It's a journey through a wardrobe to get through that particular king's and doorway to the sheets, curtains. Excuse me, words, things. But she's on the outside of it. She is doing a round. She's hanging out on either side of it, continually looking busy. But that looking busy that I didn't want to be here. This is.
I
Who knows
will.
what's going to happen?
I will try. I'm going to try to stealth past her.
Stealth past her?
Yeah.
All right.
And again, we're like full Assassin's Creed, just like so unassuming that I'm not worth note.
Okay.
I saw the briefest peek behind the screen at John's like list. He was scrolling through the list of NPCs, and there's just scroll. It's like a text from your grandma. It's just like scroll.
Yeah. It is a lot to keep track of.
Okay, 22.
You think that she catches you as you make your way.
Right.
You sneak. You time it with some servants moving back and forth, and you think for a moment that she's going to register you, but then a hand taps her on the shoulder from within the curtain, a feminine hand, and she looks up and away, looks back, and starts whispering something, and you seem to be in the clear as you pass by. She rolled 1 less than you did.
Ha! Rogue shit. Guys,
And-
this is my shit.
And the door? All right. And so you make your way around. And you've got one box seats, the Hand of Cania box seat before Taslin's. And that one, as you crest the corner, you stop. You notice that the one that looks, the female one is on the outside of the curtain. She's looking around the hallway. And this one is a little bit more difficult to work around because she's on the outside and you're towards the lobby side. And you haven't turned the
fucker.
corner. She's starting to be as curious as you are and getting ready to start exploring. And so there's a little bit of a stoppage there as far as what you're doing. And we
So
go ahead.
can I? I'm assuming that on the other that they're on the other side of the main lobby door is another service stand, or was there one service stand for the entire?
Everything on the left side is duplicated for the right side. So
Okay, great.
There is
cool.
a servant
So
stand.
what I'm going to do is, as I go by that servant stand, I am going to grab a jug, nod at the servants there, and be like, "Just refreshing Nax's service stand, thank you."
Okay.
And
Now, were you ever clocked by them? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what
who,
we
the
did.
service folks or the?
The 2 Hand of Cania members.
They did. I fucked up. Well, I was trying to get them to clock temper. And I don't remember exactly what the roll was, but it was sloppy. Like, it was like I rolled about as low as I could.
Okay.
To try to deceive them into looking at the house temper folks. So I don't think they ever we didn't look eye to eye.
Gotcha.
But we may be aware of each other,
Okay, so there
as far as I know.
and I think next, even though he did help out, there would probably be a passing glance, so there would be some familiarity. So you would, if you intend on passing, there will be a stealth roll, but it's not like trying to, tippy toe sneak.
No,
past them.
I'm just trying
It
to
is more
fucking-
of trying to encompass. Actually, no, this would be a performance.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, this would be a performance.
How about may I implore the DM that it is a deception more
Sure.
than a performance?
Yeah.
Okay. For reasons.
Well, and there is an element of these people. I mean, you see it in the way they carry
God,
themselves.
they're being fucking so obvious, though. Like, I am just like, Jesus Christ. It's like John Wilkes Booth just loading the gun in the lobby.
Yes.
All right, so that is a 23.
A 23. Yeah. You manage to pass by, and you are able to carry yourself in the manner that is a station below
Anyone
enough.
that they would give a shit about, yeah.
Right. And it takes a particular level of control of your body as you're well aware of this and this with Fee and other aunts who they themselves have a particular type of person that they don't acknowledge as existing.
Sure. And I'm half human, so I'm like, I get that, like, there's a certain thing with them of, like, I barely counted. You know what I mean? Like, one, because I'm, like, an annoying little brat running around, and two, because, like, what could they get from me? So. Right.
And that has been something that has always been fairly easy, is to not be on the radar. Except for Fee, who has always actively been interested in
fucking with you.
Yeah. So she's a special fringe case.
Sure.
But you're employing the same thing that you've always done before with the other aunts.
Yeah. I used to walk around the tower like this. Like, I used to just, like, not be just unimportant. Right. You know, not of note. All right. So, while I'm over here, I am going to then enter Nax and Aslan's box.
I was wondering if you were going to come join the party.
And just stay in the, just set down the jug that I, actually, no, I'll go right to the two of them and go, refreshments for your drinks, ma'am?
Oh, thank God.
And then I'll start to pour, both, like, yours first, and then I'll reach over and pour Nax's. And, like, while I'm down there, I am like, I don't know if you noticed that the Black God is directly outside from you. They have locked the exterior doors, and they're just not being subtle at all. So, if you kicked me out of the box, I'm going to refill your drinks, and I'm just going to try to be about. But, not good, gang. Not good.
Wait.
Yeah.
And I just, like, yep, know that. Did not know about the doors. Since you're here, I was going to do a whole, like, telepathic bond thing, but then you guys were way far away. Like, I tried to. So if you were up for that, like, we could do that, but I'd need 10 minutes.
Well, seems like the first act is starting. Sure.
Yeah, you've got the instruments that are they're testing the instruments down there. You're hearing, like, that orchestra
tuning.
And this is a bunch of magical instrumentation. Yeah. So you've got a bunch of wizards down there doing magical musical instrumentals.
Sure.
And
are they? Is there a what's the glass bowls over water? What's that instrument called?
Oh, sure. Like a. Oh God, what is it? Like, well, it's like a crystal. Like the
the name of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I am
spectral instruments, and then some of those types of things.
I am going to.
As long as you stay within 30 feet, you can still go wandering. I just need the 30 feet.
Yeah.
Like, too far.
So
too far in the box.
I am going to put the finish filling the things, put the jug down, and then I'm going to sit on Nax's right hand side on the stage side. I'll take a seat there.
Okay.
Who's on the box? I'm so sorry, John. Who's on the box to their right?
To their right?
Yeah.
This is a young noble couple. Dark hair. Stern features on him. More angry features on her. But they're no one of note.
Okay.
They are
Skypoint, appointed in the manner of Skypoint.
Yep. They they carry themselves as if they deserve to be here.
Right.
Probably should have had seats closer to, like.
Oh yeah, they're a little annoyed with the Ticketmaster kind of fucked them. Yeah, I get it. Is there an empty chair in that box as well?
Yes, it's just that it's just the two of them.
Just the two of them.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. So I'm gonna sit tight, man. I have God, I'm sitting on a thing that is gonna fuck this whole thing up.
So
John, thank you for listen. I am so stoked about this whole thing. Thank you for building this beautiful thing for us to fuck around with. But the social game of this is so good, and I have a thing that is gonna fuck this whole thing up.
You're probably gonna really enjoy this next thing because I might throw a wrench in.
Okay, great.
John
Okay, so I'm
here.
gonna sit here for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will actually reach back into my bag. I'm gonna pull out the eggshell components that I need for this, and I'm gonna start casting Rory's telepathic bond.
Okay.
It's gonna be me, Nax, Fetter, and Shenzo Bond.
Okay.
Dear God.
Oh yeah, total Harry Dresden mouse.
Okay.
So
I am
Shenzo's gonna be able to talk.
When we're all in the group chat, though, I might definitely plant some sort of really inappropriate thought, just to see if Nax catches it.
So then, while you're doing that, as you start to do that, roll out just perception,
Okay.
just to see how Nax is doing. He's been pretty amenable to this, but I want to see if you notice.
Am I there too?
Yeah, you're there too.
Okay.
You would notice this pretty.
Well,
easily enough.
Nax is my weak spot because I just rolled a 1.
24.
Before you wholly invest yourself in this. You basically turn your attention from Nax and wholly invest yourself in this telepathic bond. And Fetter, you notice that Nax is okay with your being there. He's pretty warm about it, and
Right.
He senses that things are moving and playing around, and he knows what you're up to, and he's cool with it. But he is distracted. He is mainly focused on the king's box seat, and he's starting to not deviate from clocking the king himself, and just kind of eyeing him up. And at a certain point, and then we'll get to you, Yewsiff, here in a second, because you've got stuff going on.
I can imagine.
He turns to you a little bit, Fetter, and just mentions to you something weird about the king's eye. Do you roll a perception?
No, John, I don't look at the thing that Nax. I'm going to be like, fuck you, Nax. I don't need your help. I will try to steal a glance back that direction, yes.
Yeah, with advantage.
And an eye for detail.
Yep. Give me big numbers, man.
Oh,
Big numbers.
So, John, on a 20-sided die, there's a number, and it's at the top. And then with my modifiers, so let's just say theoretically I had a plus 11 modifier. So that would be a 31?
31?
31? I mean, real low.
So I gave all of my focus and attention to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
31?
Just
Yeah,
cast
perfect.
your spell.
You notice that
It was a 1 and then a 20. I mean, come on.
you notice that the left eye of King Lugarius is milky white.
Okay, so
Yeah, so one of Bonham's people also has
is-
a milky white eye.
yeah.
And you notice this
But
too with
it's
the
the one-
grotesque one as well.
But
that
the
you-
left,
But
it's milky
it's-
white. The left eye is milky white in the manner of Bonham and not in the manner of fucking Vecna.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that's the other. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like eyes. Oh, I was
But it's very possible,
he's just been replaced with a clone.
either that or he's being controlled in some way.
Right. All right. Well,
And you also notice that the king himself doesn't move a whole lot. Just
Right.
every now and then will twitch
So-
and just look straight ahead as if he's there,
Right.
but maybe not there. It's a
Right.
tick that from where you're sitting now, and now that Nax has pointed something out in your
Right.
high roll, maybe he's present, maybe he's not. There's kind of
Right.
a vacancy.
so I'll just whisper over him, and I'm like, so we think he's another Bonham, or mind controlled, or all, or
This would complicate things if so. Just keep an eye out.
and I'll just keep mumbling. What's your play here?
We'll see. And he gives a
I
chuckle.
just offhandedly, just briefly, to betray us, obviously, and go right back to.
Yes. Yeah. Now I'm gonna serve you all up and advance my station oh so little. And as you guys are whispering back and forth, we move to Yewsiff and Fee has resumed her very close sitting position with you. And after Fetter left and things quieted down a little bit, and she was sure that he was gone and not going to pull a Fee and actually come back in, she's aware of what she does. her demeanor changes a little bit, Yewsiff. And she leans towards you and kind of, with her hand on the back of your neck, she guides your ear to her and she whispers, I'm onto the game. I understand what you're doing. But I like it. I like the play of it. Can you keep a secret?
I can.
Good thing she didn't encounter you blabbing earlier. She gets really serious. Just don't want Fetter to know. But I need to tell someone. And if we're going to play at you being pious, I need to confess.
Before you say anything else, if you need to tell me something that Fetter can't know, I can't promise that.
Like she's totally, yeah, I was gonna say, like she's totally got like a hand up, like
I need to
like
confess.
moving up. It's I get on my knees. Where's my church kids at? Thank you, Jackie Burlesque, because I get on my knees.
I have sinned.
But there better be a hand like moving up his thigh at this point.
Yeah, so there is her left hand is around you and on your left cheek, and kind of it has guided your ear to her, and her hand's on your chest, and traveling and journeying, going on a journey to many places. Get a passport, woman. And she pauses for a minute. Maybe time. Can you give me time at least?
Again, I can't promise anything if it is to his detriment.
No, well...
He and I are bound by battle and blood, and I trust him with my life. I cannot say that for you. I need you to understand that.
She sighs.
But I could be. Then he turns and looks at her in the eyes. If needed. But just understand that trust will go to you and to him.
Okay.
I will use my better judgment with what you're about to tell me, because I may have information that you don't. But I need you to understand the contract you would be making with me.
What are your terms? And she is nose to nose, pretty much. What are your terms?
Oh, there won't be anything in writing, dear.
Huh.
I just need you to know where my allegiances lie, because that's who I am.
Okay. Fuck it. It's my fault.
What is?
Yarvo. Or at least, I think it is. This is...
While Johnny is sitting in the silence, losing his mind.
God damn it, meta knowledge! Fuck!
Maybe some of what I'm doing is trying to make sense of it, but as best I can remember, I snitched. I told Dispater about the coup. I don't remember anything else around it, but that's why I've been out and about. So there are some complications, and I needed to get it off my chest because...
I understand how that feels.
And maybe some help. It's me who did it, but I don't think I would do something like that. And she moves her head from nose to nose down to your shoulder, like starts to rest against you, and is just unloading. And now that she's said this, some wall has come down a little bit, at least enough to get some of this off of her chest.
How high is the railing? Do you see?
Are you gonna punt her?
No. How high? Like, because we're at the top,
Yeah.
right? So the only people that could see into the box from here with really any degree are people at the same height as us.
Right.
So as we're sitting down, is the railing low? Like, is it like knee height or is it chest height? Like how much privacy do we have here?
Well, it's high enough to where you could, from where you're sitting on that couch, be able to see over onto the into the stage. But you have to shift the seat up a little bit, maybe a little above knee, a little bit above.
Okay.
To be crass, if a head was bobbing, people would notice.
Got it. Okay.
But the hand stuff is probably okay.
I'm going to roll an insight check to see if I'm getting played.
Okay.
It's only a 14.
As best you can tell, she is
Being genuine.
genuine, yeah.
Okay. She, with the putting her head on my shoulder, I'll put my arm around her and just kind of like console, like, and I'll let her talk.
Okay. She continues on. Hey, it's so fuzzy. I mean, we were planning a coup. We wanted.
Are you gonna make her do some Hail Marys over your knee?
It's so fuzzy.
Yeah.
45 Our Fathers.
It's so fuzzy. Because he's not wearing
Yes, I am. Actually, no, I'm not wearing pants.
Okay.
I'm not wearing pants right now. I'm just wearing the robes
It's also fuzzy down there.
and nothing else.
I mean, we wanted to get Father ruling the Iron City? Or was it Yarville? That's the problem with things happening long enough ago.
If I may, the plot seems like it was pretty deep. I feel like you having a hard time remembering what the goal of it was. Sounds like it's been tainted in your mind. Exactly, Kobold.
Kobolds.
So you can understand my hesitance in all this. And that little kid. He knows something's up. And he keeps...
Children are good at that.
But he keeps saying things like, "That's not real, lady," or "Don't worry," or just stare at me. And it's, I don't know. But if I did it, and I'm pretty sure I did it, this will upset Fetter. This will, I mean, it's why things are messy now. And I mean, and she starts to mumble a bit. And
Fee's short for Fiona, right? Johnny?
I think Fee is just Fee.
Is
Like,
it?
I don't think it's...
it may have been
There's-
Fiona, but like she never would.
Yeah.
She would never.
Like, that
respond to
would not... That if you're trying to, like, make a play at something, like, calling her Fiona is not, like... You might do that, and
It's just been introduced as Fee. Like,
it's
that's
always been Fee.
Okay.
Much in the way that I'm, like... There's probably 6 other names. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, like, the colloquial, I am Fetter as she is Fee. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we're not gonna endear anybody to him by calling him Francis. Like,
Right.
Sit down, Francis. Okay, then. So, like he'd say, Fee, I know that you've known Fetter much longer than I have, but I don't know that you know him better than I do. And that's sad because you are family and you care about each other in your own way. I will tell you this, and I mean it. Trust him.
Trust him.
Talk to him. And I say that because he is dealing with similar feelings about family and what means what. And I think that it might be a way for you two to establish some common ground. Talk to him.
The party has taken their places within the theater and have started scoping things out. not too bad if I do say so myself. There's also a whole bit with Bonham and the king, which is definitely not good. I should probably fill you in on that, but that's getting ahead of myself just a little bit. For now, I need to go wash this warm cider out of my mouth with literally anything else. But I'll be back soon-ish to tell you more about this party and the events of these demon days.
You are all guided from the main lobby area into a few different... This is great. Oh, abs.
I can put her in the bedroom if we need to.
That's fine. Everyone at the...
Johnny, can you open the door, please?
Yes. Oh, you come here, Kobold. Come to us, please. Oh, yes, you want to be here. Okay. Okay, sitting, please. Okay,
Sitting.
Nice to go. Back to one, everyone. Okay, take two.
And rolling.
And rolling. Okay.
All right. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So I'm really confused how my husband is a voiceover artist and a streamer and is terrible about keeping
He's really
quiet.
bad at it. He's really bad at it. He's so bad at it. It's really...
I'm just hearing all the noises over here.
Listen, I get it. When I was a lifeguard, I hated going to the pool with my friends. But Jesus, fuck.
Since you paused, I was able to re-crush
Yeah,
up
get
my
it out now. Get it out now. And for the love of God, do not move. Just freeze. Don't touch anything.
I was doing stuff. I'm updating notes and things.